Hey everyone, today what we're going to be doing is talking about blogging on your new website powered by Playster. So today what we'll be covering are the following agenda items. We're going to talk about why blogging is so important, not just for adding content on your website, but talking about what it will do to your website in terms of enhancing what's called your search engine optimization, better known as SEO. Next, we're going to go into a live example and show you how to create a blog post from scratch. And then we're going to talk about how you can start by managing your generic blog posts. So that means that the ones that KW and Placer provide to you once a quarter. So when we get onto the website, you'll notice that you'll have 4 generic or pre-made blog posts for you by Placer and KW. And we'll talk about how we can make them more robust and make them more hyper-local. Next, we'll talk about how you can actually share your blog post directly to social media. So this is really for your clients, your site visitors to go on there and they can actually share directly to your page of that blog post on their Facebook. They can pin it on Pinterest and they can certainly share it on other social media systems as well, which is a great feature. And lastly, we'll talk about Placer support features. So we'll kind of show you the contact for Placer, the KW portion of Placer, and we'll give you a few articles you can look at regarding blogging. So to enhance more of your knowledge of blogging and just to give you a version of that you can read 24/7. All right, so let's start with why we want to blog. So blogging is the easiest and by far the cheapest method of naturally or organically increasing what's called your SEO or search engine optimization. You probably notice when you go into Google and type in some type of phrase. So for example, let's go on Google right now. So if I go to the Google or any other search engine and type in a search result, so I can say, let's say, Keller Williams Capital District. And as I'm starting to type this out, you notice that it auto-populates some information that I might choose. So you see Keller Williams Capital District and Keller Williams Capital District properties. So when I load that up, obviously what comes up first, Keller Market Center website, followed by some social media and some other content that Google relates to my search. So blogging in a way helps you rank higher in these searches. Now, naturally, when we first do this, no one's going to find you. That's just common knowledge because there's so much traffic and so many quote-unquote competitors who are actually blogging or in real estate too, locally and nationally, who are actually kind of competing versus you by adding their own content. So blogging is a kind of a longer-term return on investment. You want to blog consistently. What I mean by consistently is you want to blog consistent. That way you can always up it. So instead of once a month, you can do twice a month, or maybe once a week even. So that will not only add content or unique content, which Google favors in terms of how they showcase results like this you're seeing right now, but it also gives your visitors more content to read that's hyperlocal, and hyperlocal means a very targeted location in your demographic that you're targeting or farming really. Now, the goal in real estate or in your business is to cultivate your business to have leads, to have a pipeline of leads. That way you could have a consistent staggering. Blogging, going back to blogging, for instance, we're going to be talking about in this webinar how to blog from scratch and how to blog from some generic ones that KW and Placer provide for you, which they give you once a quarter. So let's go to our eEdge home screen or my KW, and let's kind of review how to get to your new website. So first, we're going to hover over technology, and that's going to give you some options. Now, if we go down 1, 2, 3, 4, you'll see KW websites, which we'll click on. next, we scroll down further to this button right here, which means that our website log into your website, powered by Playstore. Okay, so that gets us to our new website dashboard, which will look like this. Next, I can edit my page, and let's start from here. So it's creating a blog from scratch. So the blog is already integrated into your website, and you can see the entry point to the blog section labeled blog posts. So you're only allowed one blog per website with multiple articles or posts talking about anything from real estate to the top 10 places to eat pizza in the capital region. So you can really talk about whatever you want in a blog. It's really an opinion piece based on facts that you are summarizing to the reader. All right, so let's go to the blog posts. Now, as always in Placer, anytime you want to add something, we're going to hit that plus symbol. But I want to review before that Placer does give you 4 initial blog posts. So these down here. So these are pre-existing blog posts that they have created for you. So after we create a blog post from scratch up here, we're going to choose one of these posts and we're going to kind of optimize it to be hyper-local. All right, so we're going to click that plus button, and that's going to give you a template or framework to just add content and then we're going to post this as a blog post. So most of the work has been done for you, meaning that Placer has done a great job into setting up where to type in information, and then once you type in information, you then can save it, and then it populates onto your website automatically. Let's think of a great title. So for an example, let's do an example of something locally that's engaging but a good blog post. So let's say top 10 places to eat in, or better yet, we can do downtown. Okay, notice as I'm typing out the title, the slug here appears and then the highlight right here. That is just the ending part of your web post. So that technically, this whole link would be a way to get to your blog post directly if you were typing on the URL. Okay, below that it asks for content. So notice I can format my text, sorting it. I can also add hyperlinks. So a link is what you're going to be adding in there for, say, source material or other guides to kind of give the visitor more of a reference of what you're talking about. So for instance, I'm talking about top 10 places to eat in downtown Saratoga. I can talk about topic 1, right? And then list maybe a bullet point of, this is the first restaurant, say Salt and Char. The second one, which can be Uncommon Grounds, and so forth. So say I want to take a visitor or reference that visitor to visit their website, that restaurant website. I can easily highlight the text, hit hyperlink, and allows me to insert a URL or link to get to that specific restaurant. So let's say it's www.saltandchar.com. You always want to check this box right here. That will open up the new website in another tab, which technically keeps your visitors on your website. Okay? Hit insert, and you'll see it as a highlighted blue text. That means you hyperlinked it. Naturally, you don't want to hyperlink too much, but you want to give enough reference so that Google knows what you're talking about, and also gives your visitors something to go to get more information on. Next over, you see insert image. So I can actually insert an image anywhere in this box by dragging or dropping or choosing a file from my desktop. Okay. So if I scroll down here and want to add a picture of this for sale picture that I have, I can double click on that, and then you'll notice that it will populate right here. From there, I can easily shrink it or enlarge it, right? Or use a space bar to edit that further, okay? So that's adding a picture, which is pretty simple. Next one over is a video. So you can actually embed a video into your blog post on that in that box right there. It will only take generally YouTube or Vimeo links. So naturally, every KW agent has their own YouTube channel, which is considered a Google app in your Gmail. Okay, so you can definitely create a YouTube video, and then you can just copy the YouTube link or the embedding code in here and just hit insert, and that will embed a video into your blog post. So that's some things you can do in terms of highlighting some content in your blog post. There's also this caret icon over here called HTML where you can add basic HTML codes. So I'd only recommend to do that if you know HTML pretty fluently. Otherwise, you don't really need HTML at all for this. It's basically set up for you to type in content, adding pictures and links and possibly videos too. So once we're done with this, and generally a blog post should consist around 800 to 1500 words. I know it sounds like a lot, but you want to but when you pick a topic, say top 10 places to eat in Saratoga, and I have 10 obvious places that I recommend in terms of eating in downtown Saratoga, you can probably write a paragraph about each restaurant already that you're going to be making. Then you can create an intro and then an outro. And then towards the bottom, at the end of your post, you can add a little segment about describing you, a short bio, and your contact information, just so you brand your information on this blog post. Okay, so once you're done with the content, you're going to scroll down and you're going to see under options, excerpt. So an excerpt, and it's described over here on the right-hand side, is a shortened version of the post and will appear anytime a visitor is previewing the post before clicking through rather. So this is going to be kind of like a summary. Naturally, if you don't put anything here, it will automatically take the first 100 characters provided in the content. So if you don't want that, you can create your own mini summary right here in the excerpt. Again, it's about 100 characters that it's going to take, and generally you want to tease the visitor so that they click on it and open up the blog post itself. Now below that, you have a featured image. Okay, that featured image is summer blog post. So if it's downtown Saratoga eateries or restaurants, you're probably going to put in a restaurant or you're going to put something about downtown Saratoga that will get people to understand that blog post visually. So let's choose one. I don't have a picture of Saratoga, so I'm just going to put a picture of the mobile app just for reference. That way we see what it looks like. Okay? And then, like every single blog post or page, you have an SEO box. Again, SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. And what that means is it's going to ask you for a meta title and a meta description. So going back to that specific Google search that I did, you see these blue hyperlinks followed by this. The blue hyperlink is the meta title. So let's go back real quick and show you. That's the meta title, which is describing briefly what the specific page, or in this sense, this blog post is about. So you can say top 10 restaurants to eat in downtown Saratoga. Or you can go local and say New York, add New York in there. Now the meta description is going to be about 155 characters or less. So again, just like the excerpt, you're going to summarize the blog post in this sense. So you want to definitely add in hyperlocal keywords like downtown Saratoga, restaurants, top 10 places to eat, and of course the restaurants that you're highlighting. And you also want to add in some localities, again, downtown Saratoga, Saratoga County, Southern Adirondacks, upstate New York. Okay, so that's the SEO box. Now, once we're done, we can save as a draft so we can come back to it before we actually publish it, or we can go ahead and hit save, which will publish that post and it will add it as a fifth post, in this case, to my blog. Okay, top 10 places to eat in Saratoga. All right, so now that this original post published, I can actually go to my website. So if I go to my website, which in this case is jpug1.kw.com, I'll get to my main website page or the home screen. Okay, so here it is. And to find that blog, I'm just going to go to blog, and that will open the blog page. Notice the first one that pops up is the blog post that is added. So this is added in data published. So see how this is posted on June 22nd? This is posted on July 27th. So the more recent one gets up higher, just because your reader wants to obviously read the newest blog post coming out. So that's how it orders it for you. Now, even before I click on read more, you see that excerpt right here, right? Then you see the title and then the featured image. And then next to read more, you have tweet, share, and pin. So I can automatically tweet this, share this on my personal Facebook page, or pin it to my Pinterest account, or your site visitors can, before even clicking on the blog post. So the reason why this is important is because the more you share things on social media, the more potential clicks you can get to your website. Okay? So you want to be able to make, again, these blog posts engaging and entertaining, not just about real estate, so not just about financing or preparing to sell or relocation, but you want to add some entertainment in there. So in this case, that's why I picked top 10 places to eat in downtown Saratoga. So let's go into it and view what it looks like. So my title is right here. My content is right here. That picture I added is here. And then again, I have the pinning. I can share it. I can tweet it. I can +1 it, which is Google Circles. And then I can share it on LinkedIn. Okay. It also adds a content form to every blog post just to further engage your visitors. And then you can search for listings too. So it gives both your points of contact to you or purpose. And then it asks them to, if they want to go to the next or the previous blog post. So again, it tries to get them to read them all or have them staying on your website. Okay. All right, that was an example of how to add a blog post from scratch. So not too bad overall. Minimalistic steps, but again, the reason we want to do this is site and also to add unique content. So let's now go on to the next topic, which is altering an existing or generic blog post. So let's take a blog post that has been created for us. So the top 4 ones here were provided to us by Place during KW. So let's do the 5 tips for buying a home. So if I click on an existing blog post that I published or that was published for me, I can actually edit it still. So that allows me now to edit anything here, including the content that they made up for us and the title, including the excerpt and the featured image. Okay, so the reason why I want to go into our generic blog post that they provided for us is because we want to make this unique to us and unique to our target area, whether it's Saratoga, General Capital District, Troy, Schenectady, Southern Adirondacks, Hudson Valley, Western New York. Is once it's unique and our content is fresh, Google likes that, and Google again will make this or enhance our SEO or search engine optimization. Now, if we leave it like this, we're not going to get any credit for this because, again, this is on every single website or KW Associates website provided by Placer. So we're not going to have any to us for this. So this gives you a great platform to go in here and either add images, videos, maybe mess around with the content and add in local keywords like downtown Albany or Albany County, Capital District, Hudson Valley, Hudson River. So adding more hyperlocal keywords in there. And of course, you want to brand yourself in here as well. So those are some tips of how to add content and to kind of refresh your any generic blog posts that were given to you. So again, you want to scroll down, hit save, and that will override the existing content and refresh it. So that when I go back to my website and go to blog, oops, there we go, blog, I can then go down to my 5 places to sell here, and this will be changed, or the example I use will be changed or altered to whatever I recently updated it with. Okay? And again, just to reiterate, you can share this on your own social media. Again, this will post to your public pages, your public Facebook, public Twitter, or Pinterest page. But it's really meant for the, again, consumer or site visitor to reshare it. So all I have to do is click on it, and then when they're logged onto that specific social media account, they then can actually start typing that. Wow, I have to read this. So they can engage with your post and also promote at the same time, which is pretty neat. And notice this is published by your name and your domain. So again, it's branding you to this. So again, why you want to blog for virtual storefront. Okay? And just to end, because again, we talked about why we want to blog post, why we want to post blogs, how to create a blog post, how to manage an existing blog post or keep up with the generic one, how to share it to those social media platforms that we discussed a few minutes ago. And now we're going to go into Placer support features. So Placer has an abundant resource for anything to how to manage your website and other features too, like enhancing your images or with royalty-free pictures. So instead of relying on you taking pictures and posting on your website, you can kind of tap into those free resources. So you're going to find that via this link right here, which you just type in placer.com/KW. And if you have immediate concerns, you can call their number, 800-713-8068, or you can call the KW support hotline and add an extension 4, and you'll get to that website. I'm sorry, you get to that support hotline. And that just kicked me off of my PowerPoint. Alrighty, there we go. So again, if you have challenges with your IDX connections, custom domains, if you're missing some features that you can't find that were supposed to be there, or if you have any malfunctions or glitches to your website, you definitely should call this number first before contacting your agent services coordinator. And in this case, for the Capital District Market Center, you can book your agent services coordinator, myself, Johnny, at jpug.youcanbook.me. And I highly recommend coming to the next website class or classes that are going on in the Market Center. Again, if you go to kwmci.backagent.net, that is the internet calendar where you can reserve a seat and see further classes coming up in your Market Center. Lastly, we're going to go to that website that I mentioned before, which is the placer.com/KW. From there, we can get all these resources on these different topics. So we talked about blogging today, so I can click on blogging, and that's going to give me more information about blogging. I also can get used to support, and support has different information as well in terms of how to enhance not just blogging, but everything else in between that and blogging. So I highly recommend coming on here and reading through their amazing resources of articles and videos that they have explaining all all these ways to enhance your website. So it's very, very important that you review these as well, just to get a better understanding of the website and how it works, and really how to optimize it for your target area, wherever you're serving. All right, well, that will do it. Again, please review through this webinar several times and just make sure you haven't missed anything, and really access Placer's amount of support features as well as their on their Placer hotline as well. They're fantastic people and they have great support, so I highly recommend it. Thanks for watching.